Nobody's going to say this to you because it's uncomfortable. So I will. The chill guy doesn't get the girl. He gets patience tested until she finds someone with a pulse. And the brutal irony is, the more you think you're being high value by being unbothered, the more you're signaling to her that you have nothing going on worth being bothered about. She doesn't think you're mysterious. She thinks you're scared. There's a girl right now. Maybe you've known her for weeks, and you've been waiting for the right moment to say something real. And that moment is never going to come, bro. Because the right moment only exists for men who actually show up. Women don't lose attraction because a guy was too aggressive. They lose attraction because a guy had absolutely zero direction. You're not protecting yourself by playing chill. You're just broadcasting to her subconscious that you don't have enough desire, enough standard, or enough self-belief to go after what you actually want. And women feel that immediately. You're probably thinking right now, but I've seen loads of guys get the girl by being laid back and relaxed. Yeah. Relaxed and chill are not the same thing, bro. Relaxed is a man who is genuinely secure, who doesn't need her approval. Chill is a man who is terrified of rejection, so he acts like he doesn't care to protect himself. She can smell the difference. Literally just yesterday, I was in the gym, and a guy came up to me after a workout. Good-looking guy. Clearly spends time on himself. He told me the exact same story. Girl he'd been talking to for a month just stopped responding. He couldn't understand why. I asked him one question. Did you ever actually tell her you were interested? He went quiet for about 4 seconds. He said, I thought she knew. She didn't. She never knows if you never tell her. So what actually happens to you when you play this game long enough? You watch aggressive, decisive men take the exact women you want. And you stand there with your drink, telling yourself she wasn't that great anyway. Her friends know you're just a backup. They see through the chill act. And the worst part? The guy she's actually interested in? He's not even more attractive than you. He's not richer. He's not funnier. He just had the basic courage to make his intentions clear. That's it. That's the entire gap between you and him. You're losing to basic human directness because you've sold yourself on the idea that passivity is masculine. I had a girl I was completely mad about when I was about 22. We'd been talking for almost 2 months. We grabbed food a couple of times. I thought we had this unspoken thing. I thought she obviously knew. One Friday night, she texted me, saying she'd met someone. Just like that. I remember sitting in my room and going through every conversation, trying to figure out what I'd done wrong. And I realized I hadn't done anything wrong. I also hadn't done anything right. I had just existed near her. I'd been so concerned with not being too much that I'd said and done absolutely nothing. I was basically a piece of furniture she spoke to for 2 months. After that, I made one decision. I was going to stop managing her perception of me. I was going to start being honest about what I wanted. Not desperate, not obsessive, just direct. And that one shift changed everything. Visualize this for a second. Imagine a version of yourself 6 months from now. You've spent those months doing exactly what you're doing now. Being chill, being patient, waiting for the right moment. And then that moment passes. And another girl has moved on. And another. And you're still in the exact same place. Except now you're a little more bitter, a little more certain that it's everyone else's fault. That version of you is where you're headed if nothing changes. Now visualize the alternative. You start being direct. You stop waiting for signals. You tell her you're interested. And maybe she says no. And that's fine. Because you know that the ones who stick around after you show up as a real person are actually worth your time. The men that women genuinely respect are not the ones who never put themselves out there. They're the men who clearly value themselves enough to be honest, even when it risks rejection. Breathe in right now. Hold it for 3 seconds. Exhale. Feel that. That feeling of release. That's what happens when you stop carrying the performance. Stop performing chill. Start having standards. When a girl disrespects your time, you walk. When she leaves you unread for 2 days, you don't triple text. When she flakes, the plan doesn't get rescheduled automatically. Look, I still have the pull sometimes. There are moments where I want to just go quiet. Play it cool. Not rock the boat. The social programming is deep, and it doesn't just vanish overnight. But here's what I've realized. The men who are genuinely happy in their dating lives are not the ones who were the most chill. They're the ones who were the most honest. They risked the rejection. They showed up as a real person with real intentions. And yeah, they got rejected sometimes. But they also got chosen. Authentically chosen. By women who actually wanted them. You deserve that. Not a girl who strings you along because you're too passive to make a move. Not a girl who keeps you as a backup for her lonely Tuesday nights. An actual relationship with an actual human being who chose you because you showed up as yourself. And the truth is, it is not your fault you were trained to be chill. The modern world rewards passivity. Every dating coach on Instagram tells you to play the long game, manage your timing, wait for the perfect moment. It's all designed to keep you stuck and buying their next course. But escaping it is your responsibility. You belong in this tribe, brother. This is exactly what we do here. We undo that programming together. We rebuild men who are direct, honest, and genuinely self-respecting.